Greetings, everyone. Happy Friday. How are you all doing today in this incredible Venus Day energy? Venus is currently conjunct the North Node in Pisces and Saturn. This is a really interesting energy because Venus rules our relationship. So before I get started, happy Friday. I am the Moon Mama, also known as Monique. This is our Master Nodal class, and today is Venus Day. Today is the day that I ask for donations. So if this work benefits you, if this work adds value to your life, I'm open to receive donations. So, Venus is about reciprocity, like what goes out comes back. Saturn is also karma, which is also what goes out comes back, which is why I do this work. Because in many ways, I am supporting the karmic and the cosmic shift of our culture, especially for Black women. Just me doing it, everybody doesn't have to follow it. Just me being in this body doing this work is course correcting the karma, the timekeeping, the ways that we have externalized our information and not relied upon ourselves. Like as I do this nodal work, it doesn't just transform it for me, it transforms it for everyone. So if this is a value to you, I would love for you to donate. You can do that at my Cash App, which is $ Monique Ruffin, MoniqueRuffin, or my Venmo, which is @ Monique-Ruffin, or you can donate to my PayPal, Monique C. Ruffin. Monique, the C stands for Cassandra, that's my middle name. Or I could just stand for cat, right? And I have 2 cats. So thank you very much in advance for your donations. I really appreciate it. Like the donations really help because this is my work and I spend my time studying and creating systems and spaces so that we can heal because the world is really changing and our healing we need to heal in order, our frequency, just healing and becoming whole in yourself changes things. It's not even about what you're doing. It's about your internal alignment. And my work is to speak about the aspects and the planetary things that are going on to assist us in becoming aligned. So that the alignment will change the whole trajectory of everything. Like, we don't think that it has that much value as it does, but it does. And if it didn't, I wouldn't be here fucking every day. If it wasn't enough that I knew would really change reality as we know it. Because Black women hold the original codes of DNA. So when we wake up, if it's just one of us or 2 of us or 3 of us, it makes a difference. So this is why I'm doing this nodal work. This is why I do Daughters of the 13 Moons, so that we are functioning from a place of alignment in our minds, in our sensory system, in our choices and actions, in the ways that we perceive ourselves. So if this is of value to you, I would love for you to donate to my Cash App or my Venmo, because this work is the most valuable thing I think is going on the planet, honestly. People just don't understand it. They just don't understand. But one day, I'm really clear, one day, it might be 20 years from now. It might be 10, it might be 3 weeks. I don't know. That people will be like, oh, I get it now. And I'm, yeah, yes. So, today is a Venus day, and Venus is currently conjunct Saturn, you guys. This is the last conjunction that Venus... So conjunctions mean that they're at the same degree. The degrees go from 0 to 29. And when... so Saturn is at the 25th degree and Venus is also at the 25th degree in Pisces. This is Venus's 3rd time touching Saturn because Venus was retrograde. And so it went backwards, and when it went backwards, it touched Saturn. And then when it came it went back again, and then it touched Saturn, and now it's going again, and it's touching Saturn again. So what we are being asked to do is to get clear about our relationships. Now, this is such deep, intimate work because Venus rules our partnerships, how we partner with others. It also rules money. It also rules our value, the value you bring into a relationship, right? So, just say, for instance, you marry somebody who has a lot of money. That will change your life. If you don't have a lot of money and you marry somebody that has a lot of money, there's a value shift that's going on there. Or if you marry somebody who is a doctor and they know how to heal your body, right? There is a value that comes in that relationship. Whatever you take into your relate, you add a value. So it's important for us to begin to understand who we are in our individuality so we understand the value that we bring. Who are you separate and apart from anyone? Like, I know that when I'm in relationship with somebody, I'm going to always know what's going on with them, their health wise, because I know their chart. So I can be like, oh, Saturn is doing this to your such and such right now. That's why you have this going on. And they might, if it weren't for their relationship to me, they might be like, oh, I got to go to the doctor. And the doctor said, no, you don't have to do that because I see the codes and I understand what's happening with you. Oh, you can just use this herb. That's a value that I bring. And I do that in my love relationships. I do that in my friendships. I do that with my partners. And because I am true to myself and my value, everyone else benefits. But if I didn't understand how I'm meant to function, I wouldn't bring that value because I might think, oh, this is nothing, or, oh, they're going to think I'm wrong, or they're going to doubt, they're going to think I'm weird, or right. But because I understand where we are cosmologically, who I am in it, how I'm meant to function, this is what I share with the people this is my value. This is an aspect of my value. It's an expression of my value. Our value is intrinsic, just so we know that, okay? I don't want to give us misinformation. Your value it's not based upon what you do or anything. Your value is based upon the fact that you are here. That's it. Now, how you express that is a part of the extension of your value, right? But your value is not based on what you do for others or what others do for you or any of that. Your value is based upon your state of sense of self. Your value is based upon how much you love yourself. It's not based on that, but it's expressed through that. Your value is not based on anything you do. It just is. Now, how will you use it? Will you make it something that is beneficial to yourself? Will you make it something that is beneficial to others? Will you do that? So Saturn conjunct Venus says, how are you using your value? Venus is reciprocity, like, I'm going to give you something and you're going to give me something. And Saturn is cause and effect. What I put out has to come back. They sound the same, but they are not the same because Venus is strictly in this 3D reality. Venus is not a karmic code. Saturn says you could do something now that you're going to reap the benefits or the challenge of 20 lifetimes from now, right? So Saturn is keeping the count of your internal motivations. Why did you do that? Because why? It's not what you did, it's why you did it. Because why you did it is going to be what comes back to you. It's the why that's going to come back to you with Saturn. And with Venus, it's the what, right? What did you do? I gave you this, you give me that. Saturn says, oh, you did that thing because you really don't like those people? Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, can you hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. Saturn says, you did that thing that you did out of anger or rage. We're counting that, and that's going to come back to you when it's time for it to come back. They're two different energies. One functions at the depth of the spiritual karmic level, and the other functions in this 3D reality. The other functions like, I paid this much money for this thing and I got it, right? That's what that is. So this energy is very significant, you all. This is not something that you want to just, like, you want to pay attention. Also, the sun is squaring Mars today and Pluto. And so the sun is in Taurus in a square with Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. So there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of, this is very volatile. This is like warring type energy. The beautiful thing is that the sun is in Taurus, and Taurus moves slow. Taurus is not in a hurry to get anywhere. It is literally like, huh? It's a very sort of on its own time. You cannot force Taurus into anything. So I think that's actually really good that Taurus is slow, because Mars in opposition to Pluto is real like war, you guys. Like when I first started reading astrology and I would see that, I would be like, woo. And then I would listen to the news a few days later and something would happen. I'd be like, that's it right there. Or so what I realized that the thing is to do is, where are you at war with yourself? Where are you at war with yourself? Where are you? And many of us are currently at war with ourselves. And the war is that we have been conditioned to be externally focused, chasing money, relationships, external things. That Venus energy I was just talking about. External, like this thing we see going on with Shannon Sharpe right now. This man who has all this notoriety, all this discipline and power, and using it for things that don't really add value to who he really, the value isn't equal, right? Like it's like he's cheapening his own value. He doesn't understand that his accomplishments really give him power that could be very valuable if used thoughtfully, intentionally, spiritually, right? So, because he's not conditioning himself for ascension, he's fucking off his value in things that really are just trapping him in karmic patterns. Does this make sense? Is this personal? Do you get it? Am I frozen? Because nobody's saying anything. Are y'all here? I could be frozen. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? You can hear me. Okay. Okay, great. So the moon today is in Aries. Okay, great. The moon is in Aries. So is what I'm saying making sense? That's what I want to know. Do you understand what I'm saying? And what I'm saying these are hard things. These are not easy things. These are things that we, it's like, so, you might meet somebody and get into a relationship knowing that the relationship is not really going to be lasting, right? You might get into a relationship and see early on, like, oh, I'm only going to be able to do this for a little while. But then you get in it, and maybe 9 months down the way, you've been in a relationship that you knew wasn't really going anywhere. Maybe the person said early on, like, I can't really do this and this and that. And then 9 months later, when you've been playing in this relationship, and now the thing that you saw or that was spoken about is starting to really show up, and you have to unravel that thing you've done. This is Venus conjunct Saturn. And the moon in Aries is saying it's literally making you uncomfortable. It's literally frustrating you. It's literally making you angry with the thing that you need to do. And the question is, don't blame anybody. Don't make it anyone else's fault. Don't make it anyone else's responsibility. Call your own name. Don't say, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he was saying, oh, me and my girl broke up. And I remember a year ago when he was telling me that that relationship wasn't sustainable. A year ago he told me. So when he said me and my girl broke up, I literally said, oh, you finally pulled the trigger on what you told me a year ago. So I didn't even give him any space to be like, oh, she's this, or she was tripping, or I didn't do any of that, because you knew who she was and you knew what was coming down the line, and you decided to play in the playground, which is fine. It's no problem. But now the unraveling is painful. The unraveling is trickier than you thought, because you went and did something that really wasn't in integrity with who you're meant to be. That's what Venus conjunct Saturn is. It's your integrity in relationships. This is such a big deal to me, because I know, as a woman, I don't do this anymore, but I used to get in relationships with men, and, they might be like, oh, I have this going on in my life right now, and so I'm not really able or capable of blah, 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 but we can hang out, right? And so really what that means is, that means a sexual relationship without commitment. That's what that means. And so I remember one time I was in a relationship like that, and I was free in it. I literally just used to treat it like, okay. And then one day he came to me and he was like, what are you doing? What are we doing? And I literally was like, wow, because I agreed to his terms and I'm not asking him for more, what's going on, it's now shaking his own confidence in the choice that he made. And I'm happy with the choice that he made. And so I literally watched him suffer because he could not ever backtrack that declaration that he wasn't ready. And so eventually, 3 years later, the relationship ended, but I never went in wanting any more, but he did. Like, he wanted to get married, and I was like, no, I actually like it like this. This is fine. This is great. So Saturn conjunct Venus is asking you to get truthful and integrity about your relationships, how you relate, what's the motivation, what's inspiring you. The sun in a square with Pluto and Mars is saying it's time to break away from sensual practices, like sexual practices. Mars is our sexuality. Pluto is our sexuality as well. Like literally to break away from these sexual behaviors and practices that are not in integrity with your system. Now, nobody can tell you what that is, right? So I know that my integrity is to be in open relationships. That works for me. Some other person's integrity might be monogamy. Somebody else's integrity might be, like might be being in a relationship where there's 6 people and they're all right. Like everybody's code is different. And these Western ideas that we've been given are this is good and this is bad and all that's made up shit, y'all. All of that is made up stuff. So you have to know what is your code, what really works for you. And when you understand that, you follow it. You have to be true to your own path, and you have to be in integrity with yourself. That's the only integrity to keep, the one with yourself, because the real relationship that you're having, the only real relationship that you're having is the one you're having with yourself. And everyone is a mirror of how you relate to you. Everyone is a mirror of how you are relating to yourself. So if you have someone in your life who is a cheater or a liar, ask yourself, where am I cheating on myself? Literally, where am I cheating on myself? You know the answer. You know the answer. Where am I lying to myself? Where am I deceiving myself? Where am I? Because the external world can only reflect to you, because this is an energetic system. The energy that you put out, remember I said the energy that you put out comes back, and we have it Venus. Venus is the energy you put out in this 3D reality. The money, the relationships, how you show. And then Saturn is your karma. What's motivating you? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you're sincere and you really are in an experience of being deeply kind and loving and supportive? Or are you doing it because you are trying to get something? Like, it's such an interesting thing. You know, sometimes we'll be in relationships with people and not saying exactly why we're really there, what's really motivating us, right? Maybe you're motivated to be in this friendship because they have a lot of friends that you want to be connected to, but you're not really that interested in the person you're friends with, but you want to be friends with their friends, right? These kinds of things have to be clear. You have to be clear in yourself, in yourself. So right now I have a partner and I am really clear why I'm partnered with this person, because they are deeply devoted to their spirituality. That's why. So I get to do this stuff with them because that's what I care about. And they would be doing it if I was here or not. They would already be doing this spiritual work it's not because of me. So I really love that connection is in place. And my motivation is being in relationship with somebody who has a similar mission and who uses tools and resources to support their mission the way that I do. So with that, you all, pay attention today. Today is very, very important, you all. It is so important. Pay attention, share this video. I suggest you go do some journaling on your relationships. Maybe you have some unhealed relationship stuff going on. Maybe you have somebody in your life that, you know, the stuff is unfinished. Finish it inside of you. Finish it on the inside by asking, you know, how did this relationship serve me? What is it that I need to know about this relationship? I have an old partner whose energy pops into my consciousness, and I just say thank you. When they pop up, they might pop up 10 times a day, and I haven't talked to them in 3 years, and I just go, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time we shared. Thank you so much for our connection. Thank you so much for all that you get, so that I can I can cut the cord and let it go. Because these old relationships and old traumas will keep you weighed down, and you won't be able to really move yourself forward. You won't be able to really move yourself forward. I agree. The age of Aquarius has changed all the old beliefs and practices. Everything. Everything has changed. Tony Taylor, send me a private message, and I'll send you the link so you can book your natal chart reading, so we can get that in soon for you. Okay, you all, if you guys need natal chart readings, coaching, support, my website is healwithmoonmama.com. You can also send me a private message here on Instagram or on TikTok or on YouTube. Again, today is Venus Day, so I would love for you to donate. You can donate if this work is of value to you. If this work is of value to you. And you can donate at $Monique Ruffin at my Cash App, at Monique-Ruffin at my Venmo, and Monique C. Ruffin at gmail.com at my PayPal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. I love y'all. Happy Friday. Happy Venus Day. Yay! Okay. See you guys later. Bye-bye.